Welcome back, my friends, to another video. For anybody new, hello, my name is Meg. I am lactose intolerant, I'm gluten intolerant, and I eat on a phase 3 low FODMAP diet for digestive reasons. What does that mean? It means that I know what FODMAPs are, I guess, sugars, bother my body, so I can limit them or avoid them, but I can enjoy the ones that don't seem to. It is beautiful outside today. Spring has sprung and the weather, though it is starting to warm up a little bit, it is not extremely hot out. So that I'm kind of like in a weird in between on cooking. I want to still bake while it's cool enough, but I want to grill outside because it's warm enough. So keeping that in mind, I kind of picked a menu today that kind of took advantage of all of that. So let's jump into breakfast.
For breakfast, I made these iced banana oatmeal breakfast cookies. This is all the ingredients that I used, but it could be very customizable. I used cranberries, chocolate chips, vanilla protein powder, and bananas at the base. I also added cinnamon, and you could add sweetener if you would like to make them sweeter. I just mixed all the ingredients together and I pressed out these little cookies onto my baking sheet, and then I threw them in the oven. When they came out, they were ooey gooey and soft, so I set them aside to let them cool for a little while. If you're curious about the actual recipe for these cookies, or any of the recipes that I make today, I will link as many as I can down in the description box. While they were cooking, I took a little bit of my lactose-free, fat-free yogurt, added a touch of the vanilla protein powder to them, and mixed it up until it became nice and creamy like a frosting. And then when they were cooled off, I just smeared that onto the top to make these beautiful little cookies I'm honestly very impressed with.
The cookies are complete. I am very excited about these. These look decadent and delicious and honestly wholesome ingredients. So, I mean, where can I go wrong with that, right? So let's go ahead and grab one of these little iced kind of oatmeal breakfast cookies and see how they are. It just smells, when these were baking, the entire house just smelled like cinnamon and it was just amazing. And I'm finally excited to be able to try these. Let's do this. They are a touch dense, but I guess they don't really, they're just peanut butter, banana, and oats. So it's kind of to be expected. But the flavor with the cinnamon in it is really nice. The vanilla yogurt icing on top is a kind of nice creaminess. Would I prefer them to be like a little bit more like raised, a little bit cakier? Definitely. But the flavor is not bad, so I definitely will still enjoy these. I might mess around with the recipe at some point and try to make them a little bit more the texture I prefer. But I'm definitely going to enjoy these for breakfast. And I will see you guys back at lunchtime. It is now lunchtime, my friends, and I had an idea for lunch. And I may do this idea for another what I eat in a day. But the weather is so great, I just can't help myself from going out and doing a little bit of barbecuing. So I pulled out some ingredients and I'll show you guys what I'm planning for lunch today.
Lunch is this delicious grilled tofu teriyaki bowl with pineapple and green bell pepper. This is everything I used. Obviously, low FODMAP friends, skip out on the garlic, but you can honestly pick any sauce that you would like to top the tofu with. If you are unfamiliar with tofu, I will go over the preparation process really quick. Carefully pierce the package and drain the liquid that is inside of it out as best as you can. Then you want to take a nice clean towel, put the tofu inside of it and wrap it up. This is called pressing your tofu. I personally prefer doing this because I feel like the tofu gets cooked better, but you absolutely don't have to press the tofu. Once it's in the towel, put something heavy on it, a pan. I use some plates, set it aside while you finish up everything else. For the sauce, I just dumped soy sauce and all of the other ingredients into my little measuring cup here and then just whisked it up really, really quickly. It was very, very fast and simple, but obviously you could use a pre-made sauce. Now that my tofu is pressed, I cut it in half and I slice it into a little bit bigger than 1/4 inch slices. That's about how big they are for reference. I did decide to try putting a couple of these together on skewers to see if it would, work out better. Honestly, it didn't. I would just recommend putting out the pieces on the grill instead of doing this. But it looked pretty, right? It looks neat. As they grilled, I marinated them with a little bit of the teriyaki sauce as I flipped them back and forth until the bell peppers and the pineapple were to my level of doneness. It turned out very pretty. Look at the little char marks. Then I topped my rice with the vegetables plus a little bit of the extra teriyaki sauce.
There is the final rice bowl with the grilled teriyaki tofu and bell peppers and pineapple. So I just want to dive in. It smells so good. Green bell pepper, pineapple are literally one of my favorite combinations, like in my top combinations. Like blueberries and lemon. Oh, blueberries and lemon I think are my favorite though. Let's try to get a little bit of everything though for this bite. There is the bite. Tofu, pineapple, green bell pepper, a little bit of rice. Let's give it a try. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is delightful in every way. I'm probably going to eat this tomorrow and the day after. Good thing I have a whole bunch of tofu left to make more with. Holy smokes. That is delicious. I'm going to go eat my lunch and I'll see you guys back here for dinner.
I decided to splurge a little bit and kind of do a date night dinner with some chimichurri steak and these crispy, cheesy baked potatoes. I decided to start off with the potatoes since they take the longest. Obviously, low FODMAP friends, skip out on the garlic powder. But it did ask for Parmesan cheese, which I do not have. I have sharp white cheddar cheese, though, which has trace amounts of lactose, which is good for me. I put the shredded cheddar cheese down on my cookie sheet, plus the seasonings, and then spread the inch chunks of potato over the top, making sure that I covered up as much of the cheese as I could with them. And finish it off by topping them with a little bit of oil, salt, and pepper before throwing them in the oven. Then for the steak, this is everything I used for the steak and the chimichurri sauce. Obviously low FODMAP friends, instead of using olive oil and garlic, just use garlic infused olive oil. I put everything into my little mixer here, the parsley, the jalapeno, all of it. Unfortunately though, while I started processing it, my little mixer died. So it only got about halfway processed, but it still ended up looking pretty good. And I'm not going to lie, it tasted good too. I put the steak out on the grill and it got this beautiful char to it like a steakhouse. While the steak was resting, I pulled out the potatoes and not only do they look amazing, they smelled amazing too.
There is our beautiful dinner. The steak was cooked perfectly. I was afraid I'd overcooked it. And the potatoes turned out so crispy, even though I didn't follow the recipe exactly because it asked for Parmesan and I had sharp cheddar. But yeah, they still ended up amazingly crispy. So I want to try these first because I'm really excited to try them. That is like my new favorite side ever. Oh my gosh, those are so good. Those are amazing. Holy smokes. Let's go ahead and try some of the steak. I've had this before. It has been a while since I've had it though, so we'll see how it tastes. The sauce ended up a little bit chunkier than I wanted, but it should still taste fine. Here's the bite. Steak and chimichurri sauce are always a great combination. It is better than I actually remember it being. So I'm gonna go sit and eat my delightful dinner. And I don't know if I'm gonna have dessert tonight. Probably not. If I do, it will probably be some chocolate. If you've been around this channel a while, you know this. This is like my favorite chocolate bar in the world. Tony's Chocolonely, the dark chocolate, almond and sea salt. I love this. So if I have dessert tonight, it'll probably be a piece of that. So I guess we will go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out today. Hopefully you got some inspiration out of the foods that I made. Always be sure to do your due diligence to make sure that the foods that you eat will work for you, because what works for me might not work for you. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like. If you want to see more content like this, like more what I eat in the days, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.